Okay. Questions? Yes, over there. Can you get the microphone? Is it working? Let's see. Stand up, please. Yes.
Hi, my name is Johnny Garces, and I just want to thank you for breaking down a lot of stereotypes that's been plaguing our psychological warfare, I guess. And but on a more different note, how do you define humor? I guess I'm just very curious as to the complexities behind that.
You can talk for hours and hours. You start now and then.
Johnny, man, you went from psychological warfare to how do you define humor in one breath? That's amazing. Humor is psychological warfare. I don't think you could define it, man. This has been the topic literally of books and dissertations, and what's his name? Freud has a book about jokes and their relation to the unconscious, and people have tried to unpackage and repackage and understand and deconstruct. And humor, I mean, I don't know, man. Humor, anything you find funny is humor, right? I mean, George Carlin, who's one of the legendary kind of transcendent comedians, he says there are 4 levels of funny. The first level is, everybody has it. It's what you find funny. So everybody in this room has something that they find funny. That's level 1. Level 2 is when what you find funny, your friends also find funny. Or some people that you share what you found funny with, and you all kind of have, it's the phenomenon of the inside joke. So all of us have experienced that second level of funny as well. Thirdly is what a comedian does. You stand up in front of a group of strangers. I don't know any of you. Well, I know a couple of you. But, you stand up in front of a room full of strangers. I share with you what I think is funny, and you also think it's funny. And that is the third level of funny. And the fourth level of funny is when you hear from a stranger what they thought was funny, and then now you go and share it with others. And that is the highest and the fourth level of funny. So, I mean, that kind of answers your question, but, ultimately, whatever you find funny is what is humor. I draw tremendous inspiration from the fact that I really believe that part of being human is laughter. And even as a Muslim, it's in our scripture actually. It's a beautiful verse, a passage in the Quran that says, all praise, or praised be He, meaning God, praised be He who causes man to laugh and weep. In other words, the 2 most fundamental aspects of being human are sadness and happiness. And the way we express that is through crying and through laughter. And of course, the ancient Greek, the 2, comedy and tragedy, one face is laughing and smiling, one face is crying. So that's really what makes us human. And Khalil Gibran said in The Prophet, your joy is your sorrow unmasked. Your joy is simply your sorrow unmasked. So this is what makes us human, and the Prophet Muhammad is actually the perfect example of that, because they say that his heart was always full of gham. It was like heavy-hearted because he was concerned about the plight of human beings, and he was a merciful person who cared about people. And yet, in spite of that gham in his heart, he was always smiling. And his companions say that, we never saw anybody who laughed as much as the Prophet. And what they meant by that was that he was always smiling. So it's really sad.